How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields with Fields of Profit. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller and full-time student, and today, before we jump into the video, we are celebrating hitting 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to every single one of you who have supported me. I appreciate all the kind words down in the comments and all that, and I'm excited to keep pushing out free content, helping you guys grow your business. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and learn about how to kind of monitor what happens with your products if the prices fall. This is a pretty hot topic. As Amazon sellers, we're bound to run into prices tanking on an occasional listing every now and then. There are ways to go ahead and prevent yourself from getting into those listings that do tank. So I'm going to go over some kind of guidelines that I like to use for my business. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So here's the first product we're going to talk about today. This is a product that I sold in the past. I was actually noticing that this price is kind of high. I think I used to be buying these for $5, so these might still be a little bit profitable. Now that 1,000 people have seen it, it might not be as profitable, but maybe go check this, see if it is profitable. But the first important concept I want to talk about before we talk about the specific graphs, how to prevent that price tanking, when to hold, is a very, very important concept, especially for online arbitrage. It's called the price floor. So if you look at this graph here on Keepa, let's say you are buying this product right here. So this looks pretty attractive. I was selling this product right in here when this Keepa graph looked like this. I think I sold most of mine for $13 here at this price point. And then, so when I bought these, you need to be keeping in mind the floor price, which is the lowest price that the item has recently sold for consistently. So you can see here that this item was for sale for $10 for, it looks like, about 2 weeks. So that's not a super long time for that floor price to be set, but it does set the precedent that, hey, this product could sell for $10 again in the future. So you would have to keep that in mind if you're going to fulfill this product. Even though it looks like we could sell it for 13 now, check this out. Like the seller count is going up. It was about the same back here when it was selling for $10. So reasonably, I would expect that this price is probably going to fall back to where it was. And sure enough, right when we hit that same number of new sellers, it fell back down. I think I sold a couple of these on the way down here, so I broke even or something like that on these because I didn't do a good enough job of keeping this floor price in mind. I think I was just looking at my accounting. I think I paid $471 for these after all my costs and everything. So if we were selling these at the floor price there, it looks like I did do my math a little bit correctly here because I got my money back. I would say bare minimum, you should be keeping in mind the floor price as your break-even point, because in this case, the returns of selling this for that $13 price point, that was pretty good. That was a 20% margin, well over a 50% ROI. The volume was really, really good. It was about a 12,000 in pet supplies. So I really liked this listing. The new sellers are increasing here, so I should have known that this price was going to fall again. And right here, when we hit that new offer count, it went right back down. So now that we have kind of went over the concept of a floor price, I've got 4 Keepa graphs that I'm going to show you guys and some different strategies. I think I've sold all these products that I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to show you some different strategies that I would use with these items. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is this same one right here. You can see how the new offer count stays right here. It's about 15 when it was $10. It goes down. There was a little bit of a supply shortage. And then we go back over here, or it's creeping back up. It's selling for 15, and now it's selling for 13. So as this new seller offer increases, we should know that this price is going to fall again. And so when it does, you're going to be holding it. So let's say you're holding right here. Let's just zoom right there. So you're right here. It just tanked. And now you're like, what do I do? Do I sell out or do I hold? What am I going to do? One thing on this listing especially that you should be watching for is, check this out. You see how the buy box disappeared here? So to me, that is very worrisome that the buy box is now gone and there are more sellers on the listing and the sales volume is decreasing. So in my opinion, I would have sold this immediately, and that's what I did. I think I sold a couple of these at break even, like right in here, and got out, because check out what happened to this listing. It lost a ton of volume, the buy box didn't come back for quite a while, and the new seller count just hung out at 14, 15, that area, meaning that these people weren't really selling much at all until eventually here in August, somebody cut to $6 and they all kind of chased it. And to the point where now we're at $3, and I think the price is back up at $13. So maybe if the buy box comes back on this, we could end up in another situation like over here. If somebody were to send this in FBA, maybe we'd see the buy box come back. But you notice how the new offers increased. And let's say you didn't sell here, I would suggest holding for a month or 2 weeks, depending on your capital situation. So you were right here, it just tanked, you're like, crap. And so you held for a month to June 11th, price didn't change. At this point, I would go ahead and try to sell for that $9 price point. But let's say you got it here, and then the new sellers, let's say the new sellers fell to 10, then I would hold and wait for those new sellers to keep selling out, and then probably you're going to be able to capture that higher price here come pretty soon. But again, this is an art. There's a million different ways to look at these graphs as far as preventing your prices from tanking, when you should sell this item, all kinds of stuff like that. So this next listing I wanted to go ahead and look at here is this was a Walmart clearance item. I think I sold this one. I picked up a couple of these on clearance. And this is one I actually made a mistake on here. So I believe I bought these in August, early August, maybe late July here. So this is probably what it looked like. And then you can see this big increase in new sellers here. And this isn't even as egregious as a lot of Walmart clearance keepers I've seen, but you see how it goes from 37 to all the way up to 66 here in a hurry. So you see the new offers are increasing, the price is decreasing. We've lost, let's say we are looking at this $19 price point here, this $18.50 or $18.50 price point, and then all of a sudden it's on for 16 bucks and it's just stuck here, right? So again, I like to hold for a month for this reason. See how on August, it tanked on like August 1st. And by September 1st, we were down to, let's see, we were down to 40 sellers. And then the next day we were down to 35 sellers. And then see how this new seller line is drastically decreasing. If I'm checking this again a month after I was monitoring this listing, I'm going to see and say, oh, look, the price is at $17.50 and it's still decreasing. Now it's at $20.30 and it's still decreasing. So what happened to this toy is that it must have gotten discontinued or something like that. Looks like it's creeping back up here right now, probably because this price is pretty high. So if you found this through a third party, it might still be profitable. So it looks like it's kind of creeping back up now, but notice how if you had held for a month here, this price wasn't moving anywhere. Maybe if this new offer kept increasing here, I probably would have tried to sell it, or if the price kept consistently decreasing, but neither of those things happened, which tells me that we could see a recovery, and it looks like we did. The new offers decreased and the price went up. So here's an example where holding would have been the right strategy. So here is an example here. I wanted to go ahead and check this out. Let's say you hypothetically bought this at Walmart, seeing this as the keep a graph. One thing that you're going to see here is that it pretty often sells for this crazy buy box price up here it even goes as high as 90 bucks up in here. Usually it goes to like 80, 85 bucks. The new sellers increase and then it goes back down. The price goes way back up here. New sellers increase, we're back down at 50 bucks. And then you see how we're at 90 bucks and the new sellers are increasing again. If you look at this trend graph, you should notice that these two things are kind of inversing, right? So you see that the peak of the new sellers is the floor of the new prices. I guess this is an exception here, but a lot of this here, you're going to notice that. And then if you zoom back out here, it immediately falls back again. So in this case, I probably would have done the same thing, holding for a month. So you're going to look at it right here, and then come July 29th, it looks like the new sellers are still kind of on the rise. The price isn't going anywhere. And at this point, you should probably know to sell, cut your losses, or break even on it, whatever you paid for this product, because it looks like this product still hasn't recovered back up to these prices yet. I'd imagine if you find one of these products, it'll probably go up to the moon here come Christmas. It'll probably do something like this again, where it goes crazy high. It looks like actually during Christmas last season it was at one of its lowest prices, which is interesting. But then afterwards it sold way up there. So this would be an example of a product where maybe you bought it up here, you're thinking you're gonna sell it for 90 bucks, it tanks down to 50. Here's where again that floor price concept is super important. Let's say you bought this for $45, because an $80 or $90 flip here is not bad. if you paid 40, 45 bucks for it. But you should know that the floor price, the most recent reasonable price that this item sold for, is 50 bucks. So if that floor price comes back, here, let's go ahead and plug it in here real quick. We're looking at a negative $5 profit. We're losing quite a bit there. Maybe it's worth it for the upside here. That could be something to consider. That's a decent margin, but again, you're losing money. And also these fees seem a little weird. They seem like they might not be right, but I guess the fees on this just aren't too bad. So here's an example of where you would have to probably consider selling after you've held this product for a month. So we're going to jump into this last product here. Real quick, I just wanted to mention that we do have a completely free Amazon seller Discord. That's going to be linked down in the description. We talk about ungating, we talk sourcing questions, we talk more advanced topics like this one. We talk credit card churning, lots of stuff like that. Lots of great strategies, and it's completely free, so I'd love to see you in the Discord down below. But let's go ahead and jump into this item here. This is a replen that I was selling for a little bit. I was selling these for $20 a stick. Back up in this area, back in December, January area. I think I sold some of them for $21 for a 2-pack. This was kind of a weirder item here. I was buying hundreds at a time from Walmart, and they were selling like hotcakes. You can see this super consistent sales rank graph, super consistent price graph. This is what you're looking for with replens. But you notice how this price is just steadily decreasing here. Everybody's racing to the bottom. So by the time we got to this $19 price point, this $18.50 is where I think I was like, all right, I'm done with this product, because I was in it for $10. So once it fell to $18.50 here, $10 was no longer really worth it at all. Even at 21, the margins weren't crazy, but it was super consistent. That's about a 40% ROI. So as this price gradually kept decreasing, the new sellers weren't really doing anything dramatic. It was staying at about the same level of sellers, and the price was staying at about the same level, which tells me that the prices are probably not going to move anywhere. If the market has now decided that the same number of sellers are going to sell this product for a lower price, that product is probably not going to recover. That's kind of a nugget for a Keepa graph reading that I've learned in the past. So in this case, I would have kept selling until it hit that $18.50, sell out, maybe watch it every now and then to see if it's coming back, but obviously it never came back, and now it's down to I think it's down to $17.63 just for fun. So these people are making 7% margin, and for some reason happy to do it, but that's not our game, right? So in this case, you would have wanted to just gradually sell out, keep monitoring this pricing, but this was a really easy way to kind of liquidate those products. This is another reason why I really love high volume replenishables, is because even when that product became relatively unprofitable, I was still making 20%, 25% ROI, even when I was liquidating, and that product sold super fast. This is again why I stress replenishables so much. This was a great product, but you use that money that you made with the products like this to go fund other replenishables, and the idea is that you will have a base of replenishables that keeps growing as a couple of them fall off over time. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a subscription down below. Hopefully I've helped out your business in this video. If you could help out mine and hit that subscribe button down below, I would greatly appreciate it. Feel free to drop any questions you have down below. I'll do my best to answer all the questions down in the comments. Feel free to like, comment, all that good stuff is going to help me out as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.